I've been soaking the guitar for a couple of days in some vinegar and water, and I really like the way that it's looking. Let me see if I can. I like how it looks as it is. So, as you can see, I haven't brushed off the side, but I'm just taking this old paintbrush and brushing off the loose rust, but I think it looks really cool. So now I have a problem whether or not I want to paint it or not, or leave it like this. I will just clean off all the old rust, wash it off, and then just set the neck in place and see how it looks. But what I really wanted to do is have this kind of metal showing, like a lot of it, and just some like flaky paint on it. So I still may be able to do that and still have a majority of this metal showing. So we'll see. Alright, so I like the way this had looked when it came out of the vinegar and water, but just after like an hour it's already starting to rust. So I did decide that I'm going to take it out and paint it. We're having a little bit of flurries outside. It's also too cold to paint, but I just want to get a little quick layer of black on this to keep it from getting rusty and dusty. So I got all the tape off, and it looks like a Van Halen guitar. So I won't be able to polish it up like I normally would, just because of all the different levels and the sharp, edges here. I don't think it would work. So, I mean, the plan always was to scrape off some of the paint. Now the rear, I didn't really do a design on it; just did that little bit. But I tried a little bit of scraping off. I mean, and that's what I wanted to do. So I guess that's what I still will do, but I thought it looked pretty cool as it is. Although from a distance it's just going to look, you probably won't even be able to tell that it's metal. So I kind of want to have some of the metal showing from underneath. I don't know, So I'll just let this cure for a bit, and then I'll start peeling off some of the paint. Yeah, well, the distressing isn't going exactly as planned. Surprise, surprise. Nothing ever goes as planned. But what I will have to do is just keep scraping a lot of the paint off. I'm just using a razor blade and just trying different things. I just want to have like just little chips left, basically. And then what I'll have to do is get a lot of it off like that, and then try to let the metal darken a little bit, because like say right here, some of this black paint stuck really well, so like right there, in order to get the paint off, I ended up getting it looking shiny, whereas some of the other spots it comes off a little better, so that's what I'll be working on, just trying different techniques, and hopefully I'll get the look that I'm going for. Alright, so I'm at my garage here, and I found a little formula that's working for me in this case, to get the level of distress that I want. And just a little side note, the table top that I'm working on is the same material. Yeah, so it's the same piece of metal, same exact piece of metal that this was made from. So it's kind of like having a before and after. So what I've been doing is I found out that this little wire brush, I'm using a little chisel here and sandpaper and some wax. So what I'm doing I'm just able to get this in here in all these little areas and wire brush it, and then I can kind of clean it up with sandpaper, and then I'm putting some wax on it, and then I'm even using the wire brush to kind of get the wax in all the little areas. I figure it'll help kind of maybe darken the metal, but also preserve it, protect it a little bit. So that's the look that I'm going for, and I'm getting it with that method. I'm not big on distressed guitars, and I've only made a couple of them, but and I was happy with the way the paint came out when I painted this, but for me that didn't really do anything to spark imagination. Now some people might hate this, and that's fine, but this kind of paint job, it just to me it creates brain waves. Basically, it just makes you think about where this could have came from, you know, things like that. And that's why I'm doing this way. I want it to look like, you know, it's been around. So right now I'm trying to figure out what type of pick guard I want to use. I'm leaning towards this. This is an old New Jersey license plate that it's actually not that old, but it was kind of damaged, so I was using this. So all this age here look is real because I was using this as a spark shield and also a heat shield when I'm doing welding under cars, because usually I'm welding pipes and you can bend the license plate around to keep the sparks from going up towards the car. So all this is real distress. It's just from heat and sparks. So I know this is not an original idea to use license plates for pick guards, but in this case I thought it would really look good if I had this really old distressed one, and it'll give me a place to mount the volume knob. As far as pickup selector, I may mount something up here similar to a Les Paul, because I'm not sure if I have enough room down here to do that. And the pickups, I'll probably have, I'm choosing these because well, they're new, and also they're chrome. I think it looks good the way that with the chrome, and I will distress these a bit. But I got these from a friend who builds kit guitars, and he always upgrades the electronics and the hardware. So all these pickups are new, and he gives them to me. So I can't tell you what brand they are because I don't know. I don't think there's anything on them, but they've never been used, so they'll work fine for this project. So as of right now, the plan that I have for the back, I'm going to have a few things that are, you know, actually working, and some things that aren't, just for show. So this back cavity here, I want to fill with some of these gears that I've saved from clocks that I've taken apart. Again, this isn't going to be anything that's, you know, working or needed, but I think it's going to have a cool look. I'll have a volume and a tone pot, or at least one tone pot back here, and it'll be mounted so that you'll see the back and the wires from the front, and I'll be able to adjust it right here. And then I had the idea to use the kind of bendable metal conduit for the wiring, so it'll come through here, and I'll have it just kind of like loop around, and it will have the wires inside, but it also, and I might put some over here just to fill it. I just think it's really going to have a cool kind of like sci-fi mechanically kind of look. And I haven't found that yet. I am going to ask a local electrician that I know if he has any old conduit. And I do find that in the trash from time to time, so I've been looking for that.